Okay, had some quick questions about Labsim 6.3.5. So in this scenario, we are in the process of configuring PKI for the esim.com domain. So we've previously installed a certificate authority on the certificate authority root server, and we've configured this other server c-it/server2 as a subordinate certificate authority. So in this scenario, we want to enforce the use of IPsec on all network devices. So then it goes in and it gives you some additional information that we have several Cisco switches and routers, and we decide to configure branch server 1, which is going to be the server that we're working on in this lab. We're going to configure branch server 1 to forward certificate requests to the root CA. So we don't want to install the certificate authority on this server, but we want it to be able to forward those requests. So we go, just like anything else, go to our trusty old dusty server manager. Then we can go to the roles. So from our roles, we can see if we already have this, and we shouldn't have it, right? So we have DHCP, DNS, network policy, and access server. But we don't have that. So we want to add role. And this is the information. Again, I always encourage you to go through and read these, but for expediency's sake, we'll skip over them. So the one we're wanting to install is certificate services. So again, you can click this and you can read more about it, but certificate services is the one that we want to install. So it gives us lots of choices. So we'll go ahead and hit next. Gives you more information to read about what you're doing here. By default, the CA is checked, so you would be installing a certificate authority. In this lab, we've already been told that we don't want to install a certificate authority. So we need to uncheck this, and what we're going to do is we want to actually forward those requests from this branch server 1, which is the server that we're working on. Does it give me the name? We're working on branch server 1. It should give me the name of that somewhere here. Let's see. So I just want to confirm that we're working on, okay, we're actually on branch server 2. Okay. But that's the computer we're on. I'm not sure if that should be that way or not. Regardless, it's not going to change what we're going to do. We're going to make this be able to forward a request. So we're going to click on the network device enrollment services. So it gives you some information that you can read. But look, we also get this handy pop-up window, and it tells us if you want to install this role. So if we want to install the network device enrollment service, which is the role that we want to install, we also need to install these components. So we need to install web server, which comes with all of these different things, including IIS. And also we need to install some of these IIS management tools. So if I don't want to do this, I'll hit cancel, but in this case I do want to. So I'm going to go ahead and click add. So it doesn't install it right then. What it does is it kind of puts it into a package that you're going to go through when you actually complete this. So then I'll just go to next and specify user account. So in some of the classes that we may have spoken about using specific user accounts and the benefits or disadvantages of using those user accounts. If you change a password, you could really hose your whole system. So for this, we'll use the network service account. That's the one I like to go with. So it says it's less secure than using a user account, which is true because you have this one account that's running everything, but you have less management that you have to keep up with if you create a user account and you have this user account running this service and a different user account running another service. So make your choice here depending on what works best for your environment. Go ahead and hit next. And now it looks for the CA name. So like our scenario said, we've already set up our root CA, and that's this server over here called c-it-server2. So I'll just go computer name. I'll browse. So we'll see this pretty familiar box pop up. I'm just going to paste it in here. And we can check to validate this name by just clicking check names, and we see it's underlined, so that means that's a valid name on our network. So I'll go ahead and click OK. So now we can see that this is the parent CA that we're going to forward request to. So we just hit next, and if you read through the rest of the scenario, it says for values not specified in the scenario, make your own choices. So we can fill this out if we want to, or we can leave it blank for this. Again, there's going to be some information that we're going to go through. It talks about what we're actually installing, gives you some more information about IIS. Here's a summary of everything that we're going to be installing. All this looks fine. I need all these things to install the network certificate service, so hit next. And then after that, I just go ahead and click on the install button, and this is where your install will take place. So this might take a minute or two on a real server. While we're in this Labsim environment, again, one of the benefits is it goes through pretty quickly, maybe a little quicker here than it might go if you're doing this on your actual server. It might take, a good 2 or 3 minutes. So we'll click close, and so now we've installed that. We could go in there and add some more configuration information, but for our lab that we're looking at, 6.3.5, we don't need to do anything else. So we'll go ahead and click done. And then when we click done, you'll see that you've completed everything. Sorry. You'll see that you've completed everything, and that's it. So hopefully this video has been helpful for you, and have a great day. Thanks.